Hello, everyone. This is Duran's Healing, and welcome to tonight's Healing Circle. For those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel, where I provide weekly energetic updates for the collective. And as I began to blaze this fire tonight, gather around and contribute your very powerful energy, whether it be a like, a share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And for starters, I would like to say I am losing my voice. I tried to wait as long as possible this weekend in hopes that I regain some of my voice in the meantime, but we're going to push through because the messages are ringing very loudly to me. And with that being said, I want to jump right into the messages to see what the higher energy has in store for us tonight. And the message that's speaking the loudest is coming from your spirit guides, your ancestor team, or your higher team. And they're bringing attention to something about cleansing. Something in you is purifying. This purification is deep and it's intense. And what the higher energies are purifying or cleansing has to do with your visibility, you being seen. Oh, this is very unique the way the stones are piled up. And I can see this message come in like 8 different ways. Oh my gosh, I will try to dissect at least maybe 1 or 2 of them. But what I'm seeing here is the way the stones are aligning is like they're drawing a line. There is a very clear line here energetically that's running through the stones. And on one side of these stones, it's almost appearing like a stage. And your higher energies or your spirit guides are front and center, making your visibility be the main attraction, your energy be the solo performance, because they're igniting or putting on display your wisdom and the healing capacity that you have. Not only that, they are ensuring that you stayed powered up in this way. They know that you have the power to be up front. It's because it's your life's work. Your life's work has something to do with you being seen. You're the main attraction. I can see fame or a lot of people gravitating towards you socially. The stones would not be organized in this way. It couldn't be if this wasn't the sequence of events, if this wasn't the illustration in the narrative of your story. It wouldn't happen this way. The reason why they're washing or clearing things up is because your life's work is a part of this. You wouldn't be fueled up in this way if you did not have purpose. You have a direction, and they're just pushing you front and center. They're saying you're not supposed to play a backup dancer. No, your energy comes with being up front. Not only are you going through a healing process, this same purification, this same cleansing that you're undergoing will wash over the people once they get in contact with you. They can just see your energy and feel that wave or feel that rush and that whiff of energy from you. That's one side of the spectrum here. But on the other side is the crowd. And somehow your energy, not just your energy, your light, is what keeps people uplifted. Something about the transference of your energy. This is about your aura. This is about your frequency. This is not something you have to say or do. When you walk in, your frequency is felt. That's why they're pushing you up front so the world can feel your energy. Feel the light of your frequency is what I'm seeing here. And it has to do with your authenticity. And this lets me know you don't have to be anything other than yourself. You don't have to make this up. You don't have to become something. All you have to do is be. Be who you are. And in the crowd, that is what's going to make them cheer. That is what's going to excite them. And it will reflect back to you the mirror of your authenticity. You will mirror what it means to be authentic. People will model you. People will be excited by just watching you. Tap into your very own energy. And something in them will get excited. It will rattle the crowd. Very interesting message here. And the first download of this very unique organization of stones. And the second way I'm seeing this line or this energetic current, it's like the stage from the first analogy. But what I'm seeing instead of a stage, it's like you're drawing the line in the sand. I can see you may not display the fullness of who you are out into the open. There's not a lot of people in your world that has this level of access to you. You've drawn the line and people can't cross it. It's because they energetically can't. They have to be calibrated on a certain frequency. And I can see the cowrie shell. One cowrie shell is here on this side. One. That lets me know that there is a very little space. There is a small window of opportunity here where you allow people to come in, where you allow people who may be on this frequency to get close up to you, and they get to see who you are. They get to see the inner world. They get to get the blessings of your wisdom. Get to know how you operate and run your inner world. And they're realizing it's quite a machine. It's quite systematic. And you do it for a living. They say you're really serious about yourself. They say you're really structured. You're really organized and dedicated to your life work. They get to see that you're a person of purpose. You live with intention. But you know that people often don't live their lives this way. That's why it's a small window to connect with you. Very interesting. This is very powerful because I'm feeling this energy of, it's like a private meeting. Like you run your world very systemically, very organized. You're very to the point and matter of fact about yourself. Some of you may operate on a very strict routine or a strict structure or very ritualistically. But this has to do with you maintaining your energetic frequency so that you can stay in alignment with your life's purpose, so that you can stay in alignment with your power. It's like you know there's a container here and you got all the ingredients that you need. You're filled, you're full, and you don't need anything. You don't need the outside validation, even though your experience comes with a lot of traffic, comes with a lot of attention. Your spirit doesn't need it. Your inside world is very full and very abundant. Your visibility, your wisdom, your power in your life's work. You get up and know what you're doing. You get up and have direction. People can see the confidence, but they don't see the insides. There's very few people here. That's why the line is drawn here. You may not have drawn it, but the higher energy has drawn it for you. And it's more so for your protection. And in order for people to cross this line, they have to do the work. They have to elevate themselves on a higher level. They have to excel in the world of authenticity. They have to excel in the world of self-mastery and self-discovery in order to get up close to this line, to get up close to you. It's about self-mastery. And a lot of times, people do work in fragments, in sections, and then they dip down to a low level, dip down to their family systems, the systems of the society, the systems of their friend groups. But something will friction them out to put them on a different level to do better. And when they choose a higher path, or when they try to get on a different wavelength, that's when they manifest you. That's when you magically show up in their world. You find each other randomly at an event, because the energetic thread that's connecting you to them is authenticity, the frequency that is very close to the core, the current consciousness that's running this line. And people dip in and out of that. And some people elevate and matriculate themselves up, and they get in contact with you and get up close to you. They're very lucky. The stars have aligned for them to do that. But when they go back into their world after being up close with you, their energy is not the same. Their energy is not the same. You change people's world by your frequency. That's why this line is drawn to maintain this private quarters, this energetic classified information system that you have and you hold in the palm of your hands. This is how you ride your horse. This is how you steer your life's ship, going in the direction of your life's purpose. Very interesting download. Very powerful. And the third way that I'm seeing this unique cluster of stones show up is more of the depiction of it, what it appears. It's like, it looks like a flower. And to the left, one leaf branches off, and then the bottom leaf branches off to the right. And at the center is the flower. But the energetic line is serving as the flower stem. Interesting to me, because this is showing to me an energetic flow of the current cosmos. You see, to the left is your power, your life's work, your wisdom, your visibility, and your ancestor stone. And you may be off to the left. You may be off to the side energetically. Focus in on what matters the most to you. And there is an energetic hub that you will not break. This is like the mitochondria. This is like the energetic base of your world. And you stay in it and fortify yourself and fuel yourself energetically. And it powers you up in this way. To the right hand side, you're still in community. You're still surrounded by people. But you give people certain aspects of yourself. You show people who you are. It's like the inner self and the outside self is what I'm seeing here. And the outside self is still true. Both of these sides of you are very real. But energetically, you can only hold a certain amount of space when you touch the 3D, when you touch the crowd. And what you show them is what authenticity is. You show them how to be themselves. And not only that, you show them the way. And this aligns you with the current frequencies of the water. You're in the divine alignment with the cosmos and the energetic frequency, the way you navigate yourself, the way you move energetically. But on the innermost part of you, you keep it close to your chest. And you allow this energy to move you and fuel you up in the most abundant way. It's like you're growing through life. This is the way you're growing through life and staying in alignment with the current energies of the cosmos. This is your safety measure. This is your protective factor in not giving it all away all at one time, because you know the consciousness cannot handle it. So you piece it out like a flower growing from the concrete, because the obstacle is here. There is something here operating very challengingly. That's the base. This is the seed of your flower, your obstacle. Very interesting. And I would like to see what this is, because the obstacle is fueling this flower stem. This is what this energetic current is growing from. I'm seeing a flower growing out of concrete because it's hard. It's stopping the flow of something, but it started the flow of something else. Even though the flow was stopped, the concrete was in effort, in attempt to recreate a certain platform for people to operate on in the beautification of Mother Earth or the nature. But somehow the water still releases and the flower cuts through the cracks. It didn't stop anything because your energy is still flowing. But I would like to see what this obstacle is serving as at this current time in the collective energy. What is this obstacle about? And what I'm downloading here is that there may have been a lot of resistance that have shown up in your world. A lot of challenges, a lot of pushback. But there's something about an attempt to stop your flow. But your spirit knows the difference between what is for you and what's not for you. But in order for you to get to this point at this current time, and what the energies are saying to me is that you had to learn to love yourself. But I mean this on a deep level, on a spiritual level, not just something solely as a practice, but as an institution of science, understanding the fundamental core of your energetic body and what you need and what you deserve and what your spirit was calling you to become. You had to see yourself 360. And I'm downloading that some of you had to push back against a lot of heavy energy, a lot of challenges, whether it has come from a thought process, a way of thinking, a way of viewing yourself, a way of being. I'm seeing some of you breaking free from a family dynamic, like a social construct, a social circle, breaking free from that. Breaking free out of chaotic energies, breaking free from certain intellectual thinkings, certain modes of operating. Oh, I'm also seeing negative habits for some of you. Some of you may have picked up very bad habits along your journey. This was innocent. This was merely you jumping off the porch and trying to find your way, doing the best that you knew how, following your intuitive guidance. But along the way, you picked up some negative habits, some bad habits you had to break. You had to say no. You had to recondition yourself. You had to re-educate yourself, relearn a lot of different things, and you did it by yourself. And a part of it was because you had to break free from that resistive energy. You see, when you were in it so long, you picked up on the resistance. You picked up on that pushback. And when you came out of this energy initially, it was still conditioned within you to resist. And you broke free from that paradigm. You broke free from that dynamic. And now you're able to move forward. Now you're able to take the initiative and take ownership of yourself and of your body to push past it all. That's why the flower is able to grow through the concrete. It's able to grow through the cement. Even though the seed started with a lot of resistance, it did not stop anything. Your energy was so powerful. It defied the odds. It defied science. It defied a larger system that has told you that this wasn't supposed to happen. Breaking down any system, any statistic that was not in your favor. It fell flat on you because you were operating on an energetic system that allows you to move through the cosmos and bypass any of these challenging or resistive energies. But what it called for you to do was to take action. It called you to take the initiative by getting out of any mindset. Moving forward was always the goal for you. Moving forward is always the plan for you. And anything that needs to fall by the wayside in order for you to grow, let it. And you did. That's what this obstacle is about. That's why it's at the base of this stem, of this flower that's blossoming. Blossoming you into the world of your devotion. And you'll be able to ground this energy sooner rather than later because you're starting to see the identity of yourself. You're breaking through the cocoon and finally seeing who you really are and what you're really made of. And you see the devotion that you really have to this planet, the devotion you have to become better because you listen to yourself. You listen to your gut. And now this energy is about to ground itself to this paradigm. Period. Very large message. Very interesting. Whoa, you guys took me on a wave here. Processing all of these very large and powerful energies. And what I will do at this time, I would like to change the trajectory and see what other messages the higher energy has in store for us tonight. I can hear my voice cutting in and out, but we're going to push forward with the messages. What other messages the higher energy would like for me to convey with the collective? Other messages the higher energy would like for me to convey with the collective. And the cards that came out were release fear, refusal, direction, spiritual boundaries, and cutting. And what I'm downloading here is that some of you may be in a very unique position right now. I can see some of you are off in a spiritual world. Or even if you aren't in a spiritual world, you may have to cut out time for yourself. Spiritual boundaries came out. Carving out the time to tend to your spiritual body, your spiritual self, to redirect yourself from all of these different energies that are around you so that you can stay focused, so you can stay in tune with what you're feeling on the inside. Because what you do know is that you have to be good. You have to be okay. Though you're carrying a very huge mission, it's putting you in a position where you have to release fear because you're ascending into territories you did not know you were ever get to. You did not know you were going to make it this far on your spiritual journey. But now that you're here, you're refusing to go back down. You're refusing to give up what you have came this far for. Because you know, deep down, what fuels you is being in the other world, is being on the spiritual side of things. And as you integrate yourself in and out of the community, in and out of the crowds, you're using this opportunity. And rightfully so, because the ancestors are kicking in here. I can hear them say, you're making the right call. By tending to yourself in this way, this is what's going to fuel you up. This is what's going to keep you aligned, keeping you on the lifeline of energetic frequency that will run through your spiritual body like an IV, pumping you up with energy, pumping you up with the right source that your body needs to keep going on your healing journey, to keep going on your path. If you learned this along your way, that this is a formula. This is the intricate detail that was missing. But you've learned this by the second message that came out, loving yourself. By loving yourself, you acknowledge the spiritual part of your energy, and you've learned to create the proper modality that your body needs to stay fueled, to be able to keep going on your journey, period. Very heartfelt message from the other world. And with that being said, I'm going to come down and close out tonight's healing circle, and I will see you all at the next.